Yes. What's happening, you absolute legends? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. We're back here. It's lunchtime, the 14th of July, 2025, 1:38 p.m. We're here for the latest transfer news rundown. Oh, yes, it is another day. It is another day without Mbeumo. But hopefully we'll, see some movement on that soon. We're going to cover the latest news over the next sort of hour or so. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, everyone. Smash the likes on it. Give us a massive thumbs up. You know it makes sense. Give us a share around on social media if you can somewhere. You can also repost us using the link that's pinned at the top of the chat there. Give us a massive share and a like, and we'll shout you out later on in the show. Legends. Also, get yourself subscribed if you're new, and of course, if you're on catch-up later on watching this back and you're not here live with us, get down below in the comments section and have your say. Legends, and big up to the legends in the chat live here right now. Nas, Brett Gordon, Randon Lewis, Robert Hewitt, Gaz Wads. Yes, mate, Dave Lister. What's going on, you smeghead? Robert, Gaz Wads, Randon Lewis again there, Shackle Arrington, what's happening? Dazzy Salford lad, Andrew Giggs, Kyle Fisk, Mad FX, Sandy, Ardan, let's go Robert and Sire, Links Red, Mikhail Kramer, Paul of the Red, Marcus Martin, thank you Mikhail for smashing the like button there, I appreciate you. Gaz Wads, thank you so much for your super chat lad, he says you really need to up your mic just a little, Joe. Well, thank you very much for your feedback there, Gaz Wads. You need to up your speakers a little bit there, Gaz Wads, you deaf aid. You know what I'm saying? What's going on there? No, fair enough. I'm going to look into this. Anyway, right, thank you for that, Gaz. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Yes, hit the likes, hit the subscribe, share, all that shite. And we're going to get into the latest news now. So, I guess we all want to know about Bryan Mbeumo, don't we? Is he actually coming to United? Did he turn up for Brentford training? There were reports recently that he was due to return back to training at Brentford today, which would have made things very, very awkward, very difficult, and just generally rather annoying. But I haven't actually seen any photographs or any news here of Mbeumo turning up for training at Brentford. Have you? But I haven't. I've been looking around, looking on social media, trying to figure out what's going on with him. I think apparently he might be coming back tomorrow now, is what I've seen on social media. But I don't know, end of the day, he was on holiday in the USA, wasn't he? And I think there was an expectation that hopefully United would get the deal done before then and at least have the deal agreed there with Brentford so that he could then be free to have a medical conducted at Man United and... wouldn't have to go back and return there, obviously, at Brentford training, but he has done. So, so we have to wait and see if he's going to or not. But obviously, at the moment, I haven't seen any photographs of him actually turning up for Brentford training or anything like that. I think it's supposed to be due tomorrow now. So we'll have to wait on that one. I mean, let's face it, United should be in negotiations with Brentford, hopefully today, and hopefully there can be an agreement reached at some point soon. Look, it's wishful thinking at this stage because this has gone on for now 42 days. 42 days we're up to, guys. It feels like we've got one of those tallies running, like when it's like 160 days since a workplace accident. I feel like we've got that running with Mbeumo. 42 days since we signed a player, you know what I mean? The fuck's going on? Oh, MB Creator, how you doing, mate? Barry Richards, thank you for liking the video. Nothing wrong with the sound. Thank you so much. Oh, brilliant. BNG Dart, good day, mate, from down under, says, I can hear you from over here, Piggy. There you go. I think some people just got they've either got gash ears or they've got gash speakers. Gaz says, it's hard to hear you while I'm in the shower. Do you know what, Gaz? Turn your damn speaker up, mate. Okay, get one of those shower Bluetooth waterproof speakers or something, lad, and set it to 11. Thank you for that, Gaz. I appreciate you. Okay, so So, look, in regards to Mbeumo, look, there's BS reports here. This is from Marco Algraus that says direct contacts between United and Brentford planned for today. After the weekend, clubs hopeful there will be a breakthrough in negotiations. Man United and Mbeumo remain calm and confident. Next hour is crucial. But again, it's there's just nothing too much here to give us any sort of real sense of that this deal is going to get wrapped up imminently. It's still going to take a little bit of time, I think, annoyingly. Surely we got to get this guy in there, obviously, before the tour. But the way that we operate, I would not be surprised to see this drag on a little bit longer. Yeah, what's the point of getting Amorim early if they don't back him? Oh, tell me about it, lad. We should have seen 5 signings by now. Beats Guy, what's happening, you legend? Wake up and first news I see is Ashley Young being a dick. Twansibi suing us and no signings or outgoings. Axel Twansibi is suing Manchester United for medical negligence, isn't he? Bloody hell. Do you know what? I hope we can start suing players ourselves for football negligence. Do you know what I mean? We've got a strong case against Jadon Sancho, don't we, for fuck's sake? For football negligence. How come they can sue us for medical negligence? We can't sue them for being shit. Goodness me, you're getting paid £300 a week, that you're absolutely gash-tastic. Don't bring anything to the table and just guff, yet you still expect to get paid the full amount, etc. I mean, come on. Football negligence all over our team. Yeah, 42 days from Mbeumo, 42 days is a tenth of the De Jong deal. Relax. I can't relax until this deal's done, mate. I mean, look at this stat, by the way. This is what we need into our team. So this is to compare him with Ahmad and Alejandro Garnacho seasons last season. Ahmad scored 8 and Alejandro got 6. They had the most non-penalty Premier League goals for Man United last season. And Mbeumo scored more, 15, than the two of them combined. So 15 non-penalty goals, more than the both of them combined. These are obviously things that we're looking to bring into Man United. And obviously his chances created stats are unbelievable. So he's not just a goal scorer, he's also going to be creating. Lynette Giggs, how you doing, you long-time legend? I hope you're keeping well. Happy summer. Yes, if Mbeumo was a Chelsea player, they would value him 150 million. Beats guys is right. Sue Sancho for negligence and Garnacho for attitude negligence. Definitely. Yeah, and sue Rashford for his crimes against fashion. You know what I mean? Crimes against fashion, mate. That's it. Okay, so anyway, right, we'll see if there's anything comes out during the show about Mbeumo. The situation is much the same. I don't even really want to keep talking about it. It's just very annoying, isn't it? Let's see what happens. Hopefully we do see an agreement reached soon. Hopefully there is negotiations taking place today. And that's what's gonna speed this along. Maybe tonight, tomorrow, whatever, we'll see. Hopefully there's gonna be some movement. Hey, J United, how you been, lad? Someone please call the Ghostbusters because we have no board selling and buying players. What's happened? Everyone else buying Todd, Jim and Harry. We have signed one person. Absolutely, lad. Loads of people have signed, loads of clubs have signed really good players. Lots of the top sides, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, Liverpool, Tottenham's, all of them. Man City, they're all going at it, but we're not. Anyway, I'm going to move on from the Mbeumo stuff. We'll see if anything comes out during the show, obviously, but I'm not holding my breath. Darren Fletcher has been named as our new under-18s coach, guys. Get in there. Darren Fletcher, legend of the club. Darren Fletcher would pretty much be our best player right now if he was in our team. He was such a great leader and competitor. And let's face it, he wasn't nowhere near the best player in the team at the time, but a very, very good, solid player for us. But now he'd literally be our best player. It's funny, isn't it? But he is now our under-18s coach. Get in there, Darren Fletcher, you legend. Let's go. Come on, the Fletch. Right, let's also go on to this business, guys. So we have to talk about the latest in regards to Rashford and Garnacho, the situation there with training. Samuel Luckhurst reports that Rashford and Garnacho are trained together at Carrington. Oh, toxic friends. They trained together at Carrington. Is a bit more on it. Via Luckhurst that says that Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho trained together on one of Carrington's training pitches on Thursday. Man United's first team squad had left the premises by the time the pair arrived, and the only other team present were the under-10s. So Rashford and Garnacho exiled into training on their own here, and reports, here's a bit more on it from The Athletic, which says that United's out-of-favour players have been asked to only report for training after 5 p.m. this week, once head coach Ruben Amorim and the rest of the first-team squad have already left Carrington. Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho, Anthony and Tyra Malacia are not part of Amorim's plans for the coming season and were granted extra time away from the club to settle their uncertain futures earlier this month. Facilities remained open for the 5 players to use last week, should they wish, with Rashford attending and working separately from the rest of the squad. So they're not training with the team. They're going to be training separately. They're realistically not coming on the tour. There's only one way that this situation is going to go, and that is out of Man United for all of these players, surely. Especially considering, people have had their shirt numbers stripped from them for other players coming in. And there's certainly lots of teams that are lined up to maybe take on some of our players. We've talked about Sancho to Italy, Juve, Napoli, these sorts of things. Anthony, Betis and Leverkusen, Rashford, Barcelona. There's a few teams that are interested, but we just got to make these deals happen. But 5 players are not training with the first team there. They will be training, it seems, after 5 p.m, coming in to do the twilight shift on their own. You know what I mean? Like the scrubs that they are. I'm joking. Hey, old Zayn Miassi, here he is. Zayn Miassi with an angel emoji. He's got the halo out. Thank you, Zayn Miassi, for getting in here. You must be enjoying this transfer window so far. I have to say, I think Arsenal have had a very good window, haven't they? Norgard, Subamendi, Madueke, Gyokeres. It's looking all right for Arsenal. United, on the other hand, we're left pulling our plonker yet again. Imagine being a 10-year-old at United and then you just see Rashford and Garnacho come in. That must be pretty epic, actually. Yeah, Beats Guy, to be fair. You're playing in the under-10 side and there's Rashi and Garnacho just pumping iron on the sidelines. Oh, dudes. Okay, so, look, obviously, this is good, I think. There is some sort of a belief that maybe if United can't sign the players we need this summer, that these guys should be somehow reintroduced back into the side. That's poppycock, my friends. That'll actually completely undo a lot of the attitude adjustment that Ruben Amorim's trying to do at this football club. You've got rid of the shithouses, you've got rid of the Billy Big Bollocks, the egos, the divas, the prima donna meltbags. You got rid of them. They're training on their own. The plan is to sell them. Don't have them on the tour. Please don't have them training with the team, because it does set the wrong message, sends a wrong message, which is that, you've got to have the right attitude if you're going to be a part of the first team proceedings at United. You've got to stay professional. You've got to have no ego, leave your ego at the door. And if you do allow Garnacho, Rashford, particularly Sancho and these melts to come in and train or even go on the tour to put them in the shop window, then you are just basically undermining that whole change in attitude. We need to just get these guys gone. They are in exile for a good reason. Rashford said he wants to leave the club, went and played for Villa for fuck's sake, rather than staying around here. What a melter. Sancho, goodness me, all the unprofessional things he did on social media with Eric Ten Hag and all that sort of stuff. What a prick. And just aside from that, he's been paid 300 grand a week just to be an absolute complete mess and barely play well for us at all. And Garnacho, well, he's just a little egomaniac, isn't he? So those 3 in particular, I'm not too bothered about Anthony, I'm not too bothered about Malacia, but those 3 in particular, they need to be exiled. Yeah, they really do. So we need to move them on. Hopefully there will be a bid coming in from Barcelona soon for Rashford. We've heard, that Bayer Leverkusen do have an interest in Anthony Dos Santos, which is Eric Ten Hag's team. Let's hope the Dutch Kojak can come and, take one of his rejects back, because that would be lovely. A little bit of cash back from the Dutch Kojak. That would be very nice. Yeah, how you doing, Sleepster? I hope you're keeping well, lad. Welcome aboard. Yes, I know. It's tough, isn't it? I don't think I've seen a window as bad as this since the Marouane Fellaini window. That was a pretty bad window. This is a bad one. Oh, thank you, Daz Salford. He's put a link to the Patreon in the chat. There it is. If you want to support the channel on Patreon, there's a few extra things behind the scenes there. There's a community chat, so you can keep in contact with Bacon Brigadiers offline. And there's also other stuff. We've taken a little break from posting stuff on there, actually, this summer, but throughout the season, I'll be doing memes galore. So get yourself involved on the Patreon. Thank you very much for that, Daz. Zayn Miassi's got a super chat in here. You what? Zayn Miassi says, who's bigger supporter of Chelsea, Trump or Ratcliffe? Honestly, well, Trump's never tried to buy Chelsea, has he? So anyway, Zayn Miassi, just quit your noise there, lad. Quit your noise. Thank you very much for your super chat. Appreciate you. Goodness me, that was funny yesterday, though, wasn't it? The club woke up, there's some Trump there. It's quality, mate. Absolutely quality. Right, did you see Cole Palmer saying, like, what's he doing? What's he doing? It's like standing right in the way of Cole Palmer. Did you see that? I don't know, maybe it was out of context, but I saw a little clip going around social media of Donald Trump like standing in the celebration photo there, but just like stood in front of Cole Palmer, and Cole Palmer's like, what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, good times. Good times. The toxic trio, yes, definitely. I know, I've seen that, Matthew Smith. So Axel Twansebe suing Manchester United for medical negligence. Goodness me. I have to wait and see what comes of that, really. I have to wait and see what comes of it. Okay, so Barca to decide on Rashford. This is what Fabrizio Romano said late last night, or early hours of the morning, actually. Barca are yet to decide whether they want to proceed with Rashford deal or not. It's not about loan or permanent. No club-to-club talks yet, as it's all about Barca internal decision on a winger they want. Rashford still dreams of joining FC Barcelona. Yes or no, guys? Does Rashford go to Barca? What's your thoughts? Yes or no? Do you think it happens? My gut feeling is actually yes, because I think it'll be a loan move and we'll just have to get him out the door any which way we can. We've already talked about this toxic trio. We can't have them here for the season. So it makes a heck of a lot of sense to just get him out any which way you can. So I think he will end up going to Barcelona. But I think it will just be a shit loan move. So for them, they don't really have to worry about paying any particular fee up front. You know, maybe a small nominal fee. And then also the wages, maybe even a high percentage of the wages. Maybe not even a full 100% of the wages. You know, it's easier for Manchester United this season to have him gone in any capacity than it is to keep him around. So if we can't sell him, which is what we should be trying to do, so we can generate cash and get the money in. But if we can't sell him, you know, loan move seems the way. So I think he will go to Barca personally, but I think it'll be a loan. Just a loan, straight loan, season-long loan. That's all I think it's going to be. Maybe, no, yes, please, won't happen, no, not good enough, hope he does, maybe on holiday, not a chance, hope so, no, they're skint, no. That's it. They're not expected to be able to even register players at the moment. They've got financial issues, lad. So they're going to have to do some deals there. Maybe unregister some players, you know what I'm saying, get a couple of gone, who knows what they're going to do. But because of that, it does make it a little bit tricky, but this has happened in the past. This is nothing new. Yeah, they cannot even register their new goalkeeper they bought. But the thing is, though, how many times have you heard this with Barcelona in the past, though, Beats Guy Lad? Like, this happens all the time where Barcelona, there's always news about them not being able to financially buy a player or not being able to register players. And they always manage to get some fucking greasy deal done, don't they? So I still think that it's possible. You know, I have to say that he's got to go this summer. So where's he going to go? It's only really Barca, Bayern. Who else is coming in for him? You know, it's going to be a loan move more than likely to one of those guys. So Barcelona maybe Magaluf. Don't Barca want good players, though? Well, that's what I thought. I'm surprised they're even interested in him. Yeah. Swaps plus cash. No, you hate Barca so much. Corrupt institution. They are gash, aren't they? Always manage away like with Olmo, and they still manage to get Lua. That's what I'm saying, yeah. So we heard these same things when they were trying to sign those players, and yet they still managed to get them done. Yeah, Barca does do this all the time. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's some sort of, you know, bullshit bargaining tool for them where they're trying to basically say, we're not actually that bothered about this guy, better do us a good deal because we're skint. You know, cousin worse off. The old cousin worse off routine. Yeah, they're always playing cousin worse off. Barcelona skint for Man United, but not for Atletico Bilbao. Yeah, precisely. That's what it's all about, lad. They're talking about trying to get Nico Williams for 55 million or whatever they were doing before he signed a new deal. You know, come on. You're absolutely right, Santos Flo. Barcelona, a.k.a. Farcelona, a.k.a. Big Arcelona. Bunch of big arses over there. Just come on. So anyway, Rashford is still on the cards to be going somewhere this summer. It just may well be a loan move. Maybe Inter. I mean, I don't know why there's not been some more interest from Italy, actually, in general. Big clubs like Inter, you know, why not Napoli? Reunite with McTominay. Why wouldn't they be interested? They pay players big money. There's talks of them selling Osimhen to Galatasaray. There's a structured deal being worked on currently, which is not looking like it's too far away, really, to take Osimhen off of Napoli. And Osimhen's on big money at Napoli, the same sort of money as Marcus Rashford. So they can pay that sort of money at Napoli. Why don't they come and get Rashford? That'd be a great addition for them, wouldn't it? Champions of Italy, you know, player with lots of experience, European experience. You know, I think it would actually be a pretty big signing for Napoli, but they don't seem to want to go and get him. You know, I think it's just, a lot of it's down to Rashford, isn't it, being pretty gash-tastic. That's it, really. If he was ultimately a fantastic player consistently. I think there'll be a lot more teams interested, but he's only a fantastic player sporadically. He is sometimes great, but that's the difference, really. His consistency is not there. So moving on from Rashford, Garnacho, another one of the problem children that we need to try and move on at this football club. The Athletic and Laurie Whitwell reporting earlier on this lunchtime that Chelsea are keeping in contact about Alejandro Garnacho. So I do think Chelsea, in terms of Premier League options, is the most likely candidate to take him on. It seems like they might have the interest in him. Yeah, we've talked about Villa, but they're skint. There may be one or two others, but at the moment, Chelsea does seem like the most likely destination for Garnacho to end up if he's not going abroad, which at the moment it doesn't look like it. There was some reports yesterday that there was an approach by Al Nassr over in Saudi. He doesn't want to go to Saudi, he wants to stay in the Prem. There's also been links with a couple of Italian clubs, but nothing too serious. Same goes for Germany. You know, I've heard a link with, again, Leverkusen, Eric Ten Hag, but just nothing too serious. It's understood that Leverkusen wouldn't be interested for the sort of money that's being talked about for Garnacho. Chelsea does seem like the destination for him. They've just had the Club World Cup victory last night. Fair play to them, you know, representing the Premier League. It's good in a way. Obviously, I'm pissed off. And I think it's just shit, isn't it, for everybody else? You know, like they've just got $150 million or whatever windfall now. That gives them just a massive advantage going into the new Premier League season. I get it. You know, it's a big competition, lots of money on offer. They still had to go and win it. But they had an easy run to the final, didn't they? Goodness me. Handed a shitload of cash there. And now they're going to have an extra bit of cash to spend. They've also just sold Madueke to Arsenal for, what, 50 million, whatever it was. They've got a lot of money floating around, even though they're just spunking money left, right and centre on players and recruiting players. They still have work to do. They still can sign more players. They've got the money. They've got the money available, which is something that we do not have. They generated $150 million with this Club World Cup win, which means that they'll be able to try and do some business in the window. But because of that, we should see them coming a mile off, and if they want him, they got to pay big bucks, guys. How much do you think we can bend Chelsea over for Garnacho, folks? Have your say. How much do you think he's worth? I've said, Mrs. P! Mrs. P! Mrs. P! She's probably doing the hoovering outside really now. What's she doing? Mrs. P! She can't hear me because of the hoover. Mrs. P! Oh, fucking unbelievable. That's not off-putting in the slightest. I hope you can't hear that, guys. What is she doing? What is she doing? Anyway, you don't want him. Swap Rashford for Napoli's killer Scots fella. Oh. Chelsea want Garnacho, they need to pay 80, 90 minimum. Hey, fair enough. Well, I would take a bit less than that, but I've said it all summer long. If a team abroad wants to take him, I would take 50 million for Alejandro Garnacho, no problems. That's good money for Alejandro. But if a team in the Premier League wants him, maybe a bit more. And if Chelsea wants him, then a lot more. I'm talking 70 million, yeah. 70 million pounds, I think, for Garnacho. Guy has big potential. He's only 20 or 21. He's so young. And he has big potential. Like, you've got to pay for that potential. That's a good point, McKay. Chelsea just bought Gittins. Yeah, true. But they did sell Madueke. You know, they're also maybe selling Jackson. There's one or two still outgoings, I think, happening for Chelsea this summer. And also, I think, one or two more incomings. But it's a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point. He's shite. If you get 50 million, I'd snap the hand off. I mean, I'd certainly send him abroad for 50 mil, but for Chelsea, I mean, come on, this is how things work. If they want him, they're going to have to pay that whole Premier League premium, surely. Because otherwise, what are we doing here? We're just the sort of team that pays massive bucks, 70 million over the odds for Mbeumo, yet we sell players on the dirt cheap to other teams. That's actually true. That is actually what we do. Just look at the Elanga debacle. We let him go for, like, what was it, 20 million or something to Forest. He's just gone for 55 million himself to Newcastle. So you do have to say United get bent over in the transfer window. We let Alvaro Fernandez go for peanuts. He's just gone for 50 million to Real. You know what I mean? This is what we do. We're absolute shite in terms of selling players. So we have to be a little bit more firm on trying to get a big fee. Why is it all the time that club to club in the Premier League we get bent over, but then when we're selling players, we just have to take a massive hit? It doesn't really add up. I know wages are usually the issue, but Garnacho's wages are not going to be the issue for someone like Chelsea. He's on a lot less than a lot of our players at this football club, and, you know, he would stand to make more at Chelsea. It's not that they have to match anything. They have to beat it for him to go to Chelsea. So There you go, really. Chelsea, if they want him, they can pay the big bucks. I'm talking 70 million quid. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd take 60 million right now, just because we're desperate and we have to go and try and sign a striker and a goalie as a bare minimum, I think, before the season. We're desperate. We need the cash to be able to reinvest. So I would take 50 or 60, 60 from a Prem side, 50 from a team abroad, or 70 for those Chelsea scummers who charged us, that's right, 60 million for Mason Mount, and we paid it like the mugs that we are. United are gash at selling, we'll get 30 million. Oh, man. Thank you. Nice one for subscribing there, Andrew Johnson. Yes, lad, if you guys are new like Mr. Johnson, you can hit the subscribe button down below. We're on here daily with all the latest Man United news. We're actually only 22 subscribers away from 91.4k subs on YouTube. So if you are here for the first time, do us a favour, hit the likes and get yourself subscribed. And also, every like does help the stream out. It boosts us up in the algorithm, so twat the likes, get yourself subscribed and have your say in the live chat. You'd say 40 to 50 million for Nacho, 25 for Rashford. Well, his wages mean that his overall price tag's going to be less. Garnacho, 50 million. If I could bring back one United legend in their prime to this team, who would you bring? I mean, it would have to be between Keno and Scholesy, I think. For the sort of quality that we need. Scholesy would just run the midfield, wouldn't he? And Keno would run the dressing room, mate. So it'd probably be one of those two, I'd say. And obviously Keno was an amazing player, so I'd probably go one of those two. That would sort us out right now. Beats Guy says, agreed, we need to start acting like Spurs in the market. No sales to rivals. Yeah, that's it. And if they do want him, then they have to pay 60 minimum. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Liverpool don't do us favours, do they? He could have given us Kelleher for 15 mil. Never going to happen. You know, City aren't going to do us any favours. Julian Alvarez wasn't offered to us, you know what I mean? They're not going to do us any favours. They'd rather sell him, Cole Palmer to Chelsea than United. It's like they're not going to do us any favours. So you're right. We should do no teams any favours. If they really want this player, pay for him. If not, we'll sell him for a bit less to a team abroad. It's no skin off our ball bag, is it? 70, you're tripping. 75 for Garnacho, 70 mil. No, I'm not tripping, Huncho. I think you look at what players are going for. This guy's got such potential still. I mean, you're talking about a player who's in the Argentina setup playing with Messi and shit, and he's only freaking 20. He literally won the Puskás Award for the best goal of the year last season. You know, he's won a Europa League. He's won an... No, sorry, he hasn't won a Europa League, my bad. He's got to a final in Europa League. He's won an FA Cup. He's won a League Cup. He's only a young kid, and his experience levels for somebody his age is very good. He's still a bit of a headless chicken. He doesn't really have the final product to the degree. The decision-making's off. But you can see the talent, the raw talent's there. He can beat people. He can take people on. He's very good at creating. He just needs to get a bit more decision-making in the final third. And I think you've got a real quality player on your hands. So teams will know that. He's got big potential. McTominay would sell for 80 million today. I know he'd be a lot, wouldn't he? We got stitched up there as well. What the hell were we thinking? He literally just finally come good after many years at the football club of mediocre guff. And as soon as he comes good, we let him go. Lynette, 60 million. And then again, I didn't really want to keep him, but that's because I thought we'd be going out there and signing a better player. Yep, 60 million in the Prem, 50 million elsewhere. Great shout, Gavin. Yep, Lynette says 60. That absolutely. 70 million in the Prem, nothing less. 250 million. Nacho, 40 million plus Mount. That's a deal. That's a great deal. I'd still take 50 million if the alternative is him sat on the bench doing nothing. Who else even wants him? Fair one, but what are we going to do? Let him go to a rival on the cheap? You know, I don't know about that. I'd quite happily sell him to Napoli. Forest want 55 for Elanga. That's right, yeah, Forest 55. We sold him for like 20, didn't we? So we are mugs when it comes to selling players. Let's get 100 million for Garnacho. They ripped us off on Mount. Precisely. Anyway, I don't really know if they're going to go in for him. Like McKay was saying earlier, you know, they've got Gittins. They've got a lot of players there, to be fair, at Chelsea. They don't really need him. They don't really need to go and sign Garnacho. But I just feel like there are some strong links. You know, this is Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic saying that Chelsea are keeping in contact with Man United, or certainly in contact with Garnacho, about Garnacho. So they're interested in him. That's what it seems at the moment anyway. Reports are they're interested in him. And if we can move him on, we absolutely should. Hopefully there's a good few clubs interested in him. But nobody's been interested in him to the point where they've put a bid in for him yet. And it's the middle of July now. So it's not like he's one of these players that's massively desired, I suppose. And I think that's a lot down to his attitude. But also because it is one of those big money transfers with a lot of complications, I suppose it's one of those that's going to get done over an extended period of time and maybe towards the end of the window, annoyingly. So I don't think this is a quick sale, this one, personally. But if Chelsea want to come and get him, then they have to pay. Please do come and get him, Chelsea. We don't want him anymore. It's not because he's not a good player. I've always loved Garnacho and thought he was going to be a great player for us in the future. But you know what? He's shown himself to be an egomaniac, a diva, and unprofessional. And I don't want that in a player. I don't care how good they are at this football club. So we have to just give the tools to Amorim to do the job. And if he can get rid of as many toxic melts as possible this summer, that's going to help him do his job, I think. So Garnacho, see you later on, son. Hopefully this is true and Chelsea are interested. But I wouldn't sell him for a penny less than 60, 65 million to them. I just wouldn't. Yeah, well, Garnacho's done more than Madueke and Elanga did, so he's worth like 70 to 80. I mean, the season before last, he was excellent, wasn't he? Season before last, excellent. The last season, unfortunately, he was pretty sporadic. He was pretty inconsistent. He was pretty gash. He still managed to get a bunch of goals there. Look, 6 in the Prem. We talked about it earlier. Ahmad got 8. Garnacho got 6. He still managed to chip in some. But we can't say it was a great season. I guess on the back, it's on the back of not the best season, though. Let's just be honest. But he's still got so much potential. You don't think we'll get more than 40 for Garnacho? Well, surely we've got to be able to get more than 40. Surely somebody sees value in him. You look at what players are going for around the Premier League. You know, we are talking about, or even just like Gittins from Dortmund. Look at that Gittins deal. He's not even played a single time for England. No caps. You know, he's going for, what, close to 50 million, whatever he's gone for. You know, it's huge money. Huge money for players at the moment. So I think we can get at least 50, 60 million for Garnacho. Hang on a minute. You guys are not Chelsea's rivals. You're relegation candidates. Buying players off United's like buying players off Everton. Yourself for what you can and get all you like. You know what, Nihilist Beats? Go and fucking suck an egg, lad. How dare you? Look, we all know United finished 15th. We all know we aren't challenging for the title this season, which is a fair point. But we all know that we're a massive football club. And if we recruit well, sell well, there's every chance within a couple of years we could be back up there. So go and screw yourself, lad. You take 30 million for Nacho to get rid. He's way too toxic. He won't improve anywhere he goes. He doesn't listen and thinks he's world class already. He does think he's an ultimate Billy Big Bollocks. He looks into the mirror and he's like, I am Cristiano Messi. He thinks he's like some sort of serious special talent, doesn't he? You can see that. He is obviously a great talent, but he's not that level, you know. He's not Ronaldo. Sell Garnacho at 55 to 60. Nacho and Enzo would work well together. Yeah, I think so too, Santos Flo. I also think Nacho would do well over at Villa instead of, you know, like, so surely Villa would have been maybe interested in Rashford, having had him on loan and he did well there. But obviously they can't afford him. They can't afford the wages. But I would have thought that if they're thinking about a player like that, I would have thought, you know, Garnacho could play on that side for them and everything. I would have thought that would have been a player they'd be interested in. The only thing is with Villa is they're skint. They don't have the money right now to be able to do a lot of business, it seems. They've just sold the rights to their women's team, for Pete's sake, to generate a bit of cash for 55 million. So that's the situation they're in. But they have a couple of players that we want. They do. They've got Ollie Watkins up top there, who I'd take. They've got the goalkeeper, Martinez. So I just hope that maybe there's some interest from Villa. His wages are not astronomical as well. Villa could definitely afford his wages. And then just maybe they would be able to, you know, do a little bit of work together, you know. Unai Emery and Garnacho, I could see that working out for him there if they were, you know, if... I could see that working out is what I'm saying. So I just don't think they've got the money for it at the moment. But it would be nice if there was something, you know, to be done there with Villa for a swap deal maybe. That would be lovely, but very unlikely. Hey, Berber, what's going on, lad? Get in there. You take half of the Middlesbrough, mate. They've had better players than us. Say fair play. Yeah, get a bit of Dale Fry in there, lad. Absolutely. Sent you some news. Oh, thank you. Let's have a look at this then, Burbs. Let's see what's going on. What have you got in here? Nice. Okay. Brentford are showing initial interest in Omari Hutchinson as a possible replacement for Mbeumo in case of departure. Oh, that's good. That's a nice update. Thank you. Yeah, so Brentford are showing initial interest in Omari Hutchinson as a possible replacement for Bryan Mbeumo in case of his departure, with his Man United working on the... Yeah, this is via Fabrizio Romano. So that's interesting. So they're already linking up, maybe working on a new deal for somebody to replace him, which could mean, you know... which could definitely mean something could happen, I suppose, in regards to the Mbeumo deal. They're already making plans, obviously, to replace him. Surely they should have been making these plans for a while. But perhaps there's just been some sort of planned delay between these two clubs. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. Garnacho missing the key feature, humility, precisely. Just not professional enough, is he? Just not professional enough. We're back in for Rios. Well, I've heard it's Shivam, but the reports I've seen in regards to Richard Rios at the moment are from, like, Gazzetta in Italy, which we don't really, you can't really go on Gazzetta in Italy as a real fantastic source for this confirmation of us going in for Richard Rios. You just can't. We've got to wait until someone like Ornstein or Fab or someone like that comes out, because, it's just a bit of a rag lad. So look, hopefully you're right. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we can go in for Richard Rios. But the actual serious reports I've seen are more so favoured in towards a Roma a move for Richard Rios. That's what I'm hearing. Goudia says, what's the point of the vote of yes and yes in the chat if you like the video? It's just annoying. It's just because it's a reminder. It's a visual reminder to like the video there, Goudius. And also, there's only one right answer. It's yes. If you're entering the stream, you should be liking the video, mate. So there is no smash the like yes or no. It's just smash the like yes or yes. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? Don't like it? Do one. Gazwads, thank you so much. What's your take on my last comment? Gazwads, thank you very much for your super chat. I don't know if I even saw you. Oh, there it is. Thank you. He says, it's crazy to think you're going to sell someone like Sancho for basically free, as probably the transfer fee wouldn't cover even the wages he's got left on his contract. Precisely, Gazwad. Yes, I know. We signed him for 73 million. He is going to basically leave us for nothing. I mean, we saw this report yesterday, right, which was from Sky Sports Italy. And this is what I always said, guys. I never really thought there'd be a possibility to get 25 million for Sancho. For a start, he's only got a year left on his deal. Secondly, his wages are 300k a week, which is astronomical. And he's a twat. So why would anybody pay 25 million for him? That makes no sense. So here is a report from Sky Sports Italy that said Juventus have offered Man United 8.65 million plus bonuses to take Jadon Sancho. Now that is the sort of deal that I can imagine happening for Jadon Sancho. 8 million to take him off of our hands. And it's just just a tiny little fee, really. Because you can't ask for a lot more than him because, well, for a start, he doesn't really want to go anywhere unless he's going to end up with the same amount of money. He's only got a year left. He could just leave in a year's time and leave for basically, well, literally nothing and just go and sign somewhere else for, maybe even more than what he'll get. I don't know. Probably not, because let's face it, in a year's time, he's not on this 300k a week contract. He's probably not getting more than 150 grand a week from anyone in a year's time. I don't know. Right now, it seems like the best move for Jadon Sancho would be to piss off to Juventus, really, and try and get as much money as he can from it. And then he's got himself a few-year contract at a big club. And for us, we just need to get him. I would take absolutely zero for it. If they wanted to just take him on a free, I'd be very happy with them taking him. No joke. What is he? He's just a toxic melt. As long as he's not staying in the Prem, going to Chelsea on a free or something, I don't have any issue with it. See you later on. You all right, Mrs. P? What are you doing? You off ski? Thanks for doing the hoovering during my live show, by the way.
I didn't do it in the kitchen. I just did in the lounge and the stairs.
The stairs is right beyond that, right through that wall, darling. It's been a nightmare, Sheen. It's like a... I did shout you. I shouted you very loudly. All right, it's all right, Mrs. P. I understand. You've got to do what you've got to do there. All right, see you in a bit, Mrs. P. Thank you. See you in a bit. Mrs. P just off on the school run there. Hang on, Lily Gamer, how you doing there, Lily? She says, we don't want Garnacho, he's shite. Right, Lily Gamer's a Chelsea scummer. And, honestly, if I was you, Lily, I wouldn't really want him either. Certainly not for 60 or 70 million pounds. That'd be crazy. No, I wouldn't want him either. There's so many better options out there, isn't there, for that money in the Prem right now that you could go and sign. Nice one, Man United Greek fan, you legend. I appreciate you. Yep, you agree with Ashley Young. The alternative is to drop our standards, allow Amorim to go from not stringing 2 wins together. Well, that's it. There's no excuses now. He's right about that. But he has to get some players in first. I mean, the excuses will be the same, actually, if he doesn't get the players. He has to get Mbeumo. He has to get Cunha. Obviously, Cunha's in there. But we have to get a couple more. A striker, at the very least. You've bagsied Richard Rios for Spurs, so there. If you got him, that's great business. I think so, too, because he can be had for somewhere like 25 to 30 million, which is not a lot for a player of real potential who's looked very good. Chelsea will make a profit on him somehow. Our rivals don't want Nacho, Sancho and Rashford. Yeah, it's a problem. Egos, wages, unprofessionalism. It's not the most appealing prospect of a signing, any of them. No worries, Man United Greek fan, you legend. The only players Amrim's got was a midfielder and 2 young left backs. Yeah, that's it. He's only got some young uns in there so far. He's basically just got Cunha and, you know, a lot of youth players. Pig, you reckon we can challenge for the title this season coming up? I guess you can. You know, I guess you can. You finished, what, 4th last season? You won the Conference League. You won the Club World Cup. You've got the money. You've got the new signings. Yeah, maybe. You know, it depends, really. If some of your key players are going to continue to cook, like Cole Palmer sort of tailed off towards the end of last season, but he was amazing last night, wasn't he? If he has a very good season, then, you know, anything can happen. Enzo as well, you know. I mean, your signing of João Pedro looks a real pickup, that one. I'm very jealous of that João Pedro transfer. I know he was good at Brighton, and I think he got 13 goals last season, but just going to Chelsea just looks like a real, you know, looks like such a good addition. Very impressed with his performance as well, and he scored a few goals already since he's gone there. So I think that, yes, I guess you can. I don't expect you to win it, I'll be honest, but I guess you could challenge for it. Yeah, I still think Liverpool, City, and Arsenal will probably finish above Chelsea. I'm actually predicting Chelsea to finish 4th. That's where I imagine you guys will finish. But who knows? You can definitely challenge for it. Who knows? I mean, I think, to be fair to him, Maresca's done very well, hasn't he, this season? Chelsea really have come on leaps and bounds. Tactically, he's good. And you've got some very good world-class players in there. So it's interesting. Beats Guy thinks they won't finish higher than 5th. Those cheating bastards can challenge. What's the latest, Paul? How you doing there, lad? We'll cover a little rundown in a moment, actually, Dad, yes. Okay, well, that's what we'll do now, actually. We're going to just do a little rundown of what we've discussed in this video very quickly for anybody who's just joining the stream. There's 316 legends in it. That's a Steve Austin amount of people. Give me a hell yeah in the live chat. Also, hit the likes on it. We're nearly at 200 likes. Smash that thumbs up on it. We're going to go over and shout everyone out who's reposted us on X there in a moment. So please do repost us on X. Give us a follow on X. All right, Mrs. P?
I want those chicken bite things.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah. And also those salads, please, Sheen.
4 salads.
4 salads and a bunch of those sweet chili chicken bite things. Yes, please.
Anything else?
Just the tobacco. Yeah.
All right, see you later.
Thanks. She's on the school run, popping past the shop, so sent her in to do some errands. You know what I mean? Garnacho's like a 70s Austin Allegro, square steering wheel like his head and shite. Oh, there you go. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you know, if we play like that, fair enough, but you have to do it consistently over a 38-game season, don't you? I mean, if you play like that, what a team. You've just beaten the champions of Europe, one of the best teams in the world, PSG, and beaten them really well. So I feel you, but it is just one game. You know, it's one game. If you can do that over the course of a 38-game season, then yeah, definitely you'll be right up there. Hello, Neil Duffin, you legend. Yes, lad. He says, Queen Nicola, Mrs. Piggy legend. How you doing, Neil Duffin? Great to see you, my friend. How have you been? How are you enjoying the summer? Thought you quit the Siggies, Pig? I did quit the Siggies, mate. I did quit the Siggies. And Man United made me start the Siggies again, mate. Okay? Anyway, you know, right, okay, let's do a rundown. Well, I'm just going to shout out everybody who's reposted us on X. Thank you to the legends who shared it around on X there. Legends, let's go and shout you out. Big ups to you, legends on X. We've had 5 reposts. Thank you so much to the reposters here. Berbalad, John Boy Cat, Elliot Manduna, United Fine High, and Aaron Homeyard. Get in there, you legends. Thank you so much for sharing us around. While I'm here on X, let me just look and see if there's any new updates for you know, yeah, I mean, there is that update that Berber sent us from Fab, which is Brentford are lining up a Bryan Mbeumo replacement in Omari Hutchinson. This is as per Fabrizio Romano, so that's quite cool. Other than that, there's nothing really in terms of United news here that's come out during this show. So let's get stuck into the live chat then, my friends, for a few minutes and get in there raw. Get yourself involved. Where do you think we'll finish? Right now, I think 9th place. If we sign a striker and a goalie as well as Mbeumo and Cunha, I'm going to say 7th place. Yeah? But right now, I have to imagine even if we didn't sign a single player, we'd do better than last season. That was a horrible freak gash season. You know? Hey, BNG, thank you so much for getting in. I appreciate you, lad. Let's go. You have a great night. Thank you very much. Sleep well, lad. Sweet dreams. And shout out to BNG Darts. Great darts channel on the YouTube, guys. Check out BNG Darts for some Aussie darting legends. Thank you. Have a great night there, BNG legend. Our famous fiver-like old bangers, failed MOTs, and we can't get rid of them unless they go to the scrapyard. Right, let's get into the Q&A, guys. But before I do, actually, I forgot I was going to do a rundown of what we said. So Darren Fletcher, new under-18s coach. Reports of contacts between Man United and Brentford planned for today, but who the fuck knows? You know, it's only from Marco Alcaraz. We've got to wait for someone legit to report this. Really, no disrespect. And Mbeumo goals are more than both Ahmad and Alejandro Garnacho from open play last season. So, you know, that's good. Rashford and Garnacho training together. All toxic friends. Rashford and Garnacho training together after 5 p.m. Hang on a second, that's the wrong one. Yes, Man United out of favour players have been asked to only report for training after 5 p.m. this week, once head coach Ruben Amorim and the rest of the first-team squad have already left Carrington. Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho and Anthony and Tyrone Malacia are not part of Amorim's plans for the coming season and were granted extra time away from the club to settle their uncertain futures earlier this month. Facilities remained open for 5 players to use last week should they wish, with Rashford attending and working separately from the rest of the squad. So there you go. Garnacho and Rashi training together as toxic friends. Rashford still deciding on whether or not... No, sorry. Barcelona still deciding on whether or not to go for Rashford. This is from Fab, who says Barca are yet to decide whether they want to proceed with the Rashford deal or not. It's not about loan or permanent. No club-to-club talks yet, as it's all about Barca's internal decision on the winger that they want. So Rashford still wants that move. We don't know if Barca even want him. You know, they certainly wanted a couple of players ahead of him because they were trying for Nico Williams and they were trying for Luis Diaz. So they definitely wanted a couple of players ahead of him. So he's not their first choice. We know that much. So they might go for someone else. They might not be able to find the money. We might only be able to get a loan move. It might not be the right situation for us. So it really might not happen. It really might not happen, that one. Garnacho also is wanted by all accounts, at least from Chelsea. Chelsea are keeping in contact about Garnacho. This is via Laurie Whitwell and The Athletic. So those are the latest updates, guys. Nothing big. There's no Mbeumo here we go again, at least not until 2:55. I'm joking. There's no Mbeumo here we go. Let's get stuck into the live chat for a bit. Thank you for joining us, guys. 8 million for Sancho. Mad, isn't it? 73 million we paid. What a fall from grace. You should start smoking again too. It's cool. You know, it might be cool, but it's not cool, is it? It's bad for you, mate. It's really bad for you. Don't do it. Shaw's new nickname is 10 Belts. To be fair to him, he looks like he's gone down a couple of notches, actually, since coming back, hasn't he? He's been on the old diet, Frey Bentos pies. You're not expecting much this season at all. I'd love to be positive, but I can't be positive with this board and players. Join the club, Jay. Join the club, mate. We're all in the same boat. I feel the same. The owners are toxic. The players are shite. We still need to get about 5 or 6 signings, if we're being honest, to have a proper good chance of it this season, and we're definitely not doing that. Be lucky if we get 2. We'll finish in the top 4. Well, that's amazing. Feeling rather parched. Off to put the kettle on. Here we go. Rather have Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer. It will be a fight out of relegation this season as things stand. Yeah, Trashford got detention. He basically has. He's got to clean the. He's got to polish the benches in the lab. Have you actually bought anyone yet? Yeah, we've bought Diego Leon and we've also bought Mateus Cunha, but we haven't bought Mbeumo yet. But we're trying. You're spot on with the expectations. Last season was Amorim's first season with the excuse that players weren't used to his system. So this season we should see more cohesion. Yeah, and also, you know, he does have to be a bit more adaptable in terms of like styles and stuff. Like you can play more than one style, Ruben. You know, it's great to have your system down. And what I believe he was doing was trying to go through the fire with this system. You know, make them play this system so that they can get it down, you know, for the new season. But ultimately, you might have to play 4 at the back sometimes. You might have to play a different setup. You might have to play with a false 9 if we don't have a striker. You know, you've got to be able to work on some different things and have different tactics and different systems for different times. So as much as I like Ruben, and I think you've got to give him the tools to do the job for his system, which is what they brought him in to do. So it's not his fault. They brought him in to do this. But he's also got to have a bit more adaptability about him to be able to, you know, to be able to change the system as and when we need to. We should have a certain way of playing as standard. That should absolutely be right. But there's also times when, you know, you're going up against a big team away or, you know, whatever in a European night. Not that we've got Europe this season, but whatever, where you have to play a little bit differently. You have to play a different side. And it's also based on, you know, styles make matches. It's based on the opposition team and how they play. You can't just set yourself up exactly the same way every single week, because a good tactician's going to set his team up differently to counteract what you're trying to do. You know, if you look at what Maresca and how they played against PSG last night, I mean, crikey, They absolutely roughed them up from the off, you know, and they got right in their faces. They didn't let PSG do their thing, you know, they really didn't. So it was all early doors in PSG's half, you know, it was just like they didn't let them do their thing. You have to mix it up. You've got to be able to mix it up depending on the opposition. Yeah, nice one, Kev Tech. Let's go, lad. Exactly. Time for a player to go to Chelsea from United. Who was the last player that went to Chelsea from United, guys? Obviously, we've signed Mata, Mount, but who's the last player who went to Chelsea? Obviously, Veron went to Chelsea. Surely there's got to be somebody since then who's gone to Chelsea, though. Obviously, Sancho on loan. We're not counting that. We're not counting that. Who's the last Man United player who went to Chelsea? Like, as a transfer? I'm just wondering. It's not like they do come and buy a lot of our players, is it? You just thought about this. What if Rashford and Garnacho are purposely waiting this out in hopes that Amorim's sacked so he can just come back into the team? Oh, I'd be sickening, lad. Am I streaming Leeds versus Man United? Oh, does David Moyes shit in the woods? Definitely I'm streaming that, lad. Yes, Cunha is a baller. I think he's going to be a great addition to the team. Noble John says, I love the optimism, guys. As a Liverpool fan, it's more fun when you have hope. Oh, man. You guys were shit for 30 years, pal. Amorim doesn't have the players or cover, though. No, that's it. He does need the players. He does need the players. Veron, Tevez. Tevez went to City, mate, on a free, technically. You're stuck there. Initially, I did say 4 in and 4 out. Hope it doesn't happen, but time will tell. Yeah, Paul says, Mbeumo and a goalkeeper will take us to the top 4. I have the feeling. I don't know, mate. Look at all these other teams, man. I don't think that's realistic at all. It would be an absolute masterclass and a miracle performed by Amorim if he can do that for us. I really do believe, because think about it. Top 4, there's Arsenal, there's Chelsea, there's City, there's Liverpool. They've all strengthened massively, and they're all way ahead of us to begin with. And they've all strengthened their teams. So I don't think we're getting in the top 4. No chance, even if we had a great window. You 100% agree. This is why I have serious doubts with Amorim. The Spurs finally looked clueless. Mark Hughes got to be one of the most underrated Man United players ever. What do you reckon? Mark Hughes was a baller, mate. Got to be one of the most underrated. You want being spiteful. I know we're garbage most of my life, but we hope and took our banter. Fair enough, Noble John. Yeah, fair enough. You are in a good place right now. Respect. We just need to try and incrementally improve. It will be years, I think, till we're back up where you guys are at the moment. Top 4 might be locked off for years now. Yeah, that's what I mean. We're just not up there. It will be years, won't it? We need a goalie, a centre-back, a right-back, 2 midfielders and a striker before we consider top 4. I agree. And that's if we get the right players as well. Leicester, hard-working players like Vardy, Maddison, Schmeichel, they had better players to win the league back then compared to players we have right now. Oh, yeah, definitely. They had some, like, special, you know, like, X-factors as well, like players who just had amazing seasons or that were amazing pickups, amazing finds that went on to do amazing things. You know, people like Mahrez and Okazaki and Kante and just random, you know, Mark Sparky Hughes, United to Chelsea. Yeah, there you go. Mark Hughes and Dennis Irwin are so underrated. Carrick too. Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, oh, well, unbelievable. Darren Fletcher as well. J United, we have Delict, Yoro, Maz, Bruno, Cunha, Mainu. Those are good enough to do better. Well, these players, all good players. I think they're all going to have big futures. Mainu, Yoro is amazing. Mazrui, got no issues with him. No, not even top 10. I think we'll finish 9th place with the current squad and 7th place if we get a striker and a goalie as well as Mbeumo. Nice one. You've got to agree with Pig. Can't see us getting top 4. Hate being negative. There's no chance. There's no chance. We're just 2 or 3 signings away from a great window. I think we're 2 or 3 signings away from a good window and 4 or 5 signings away from a great window myself, because there's a lot in the squad of shite. João Pedro played 3 games. I know. Great player, Barbary. Great signing for them. Yeah, jealous. How's Shea Lacey looking, Pig? I don't really watch a lot of the youth setup, I must be honest. I think 10th is realistic. Yes. Not enough hours in the day, lad, for me, unfortunately. Right, anyway, guys, look, we're going to wrap this stream up now. There it is. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. There's not that much news. Just wanted to jump on for a little lunchtime live like we do, little chat, cover the latest news. There's nothing much going on there, is there? Hopefully there'll be some Mbeumo news. Hopefully there'll be a big Mbeumo report later on, so we'll see. Maybe a Here We Go from Fab, maybe an Ornstein bomber. But right now, it's just not happened, has it? Thank you so much to everyone for getting in this little afternoon stream, though. Do us a favour before you go. Smash that like on it. Hit the thumbs up. Help us get to 200 likes. You can come back after and have your say in the not live comment section about anything we've discussed. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Smash the like. Smash the subscribe. And yes, mate, we will be on FIFA tonight. !Gaming in the live chat will bring up a link to my gaming channel. Give us a follow over there at Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. Legend, thank you, Man United Greek fan Lynette. Big up all the moderators, Daz, Salford, Beats Guy, etc. Thank you all the mods. Nice one, legends. Have a great day. Thank you to all the members in green as well for being members, such as Nihilus Beats, Get In There, Steve Houghton, etc. Thank you so much, Mikhail Kramer, all the legends of the channel. Cheers, guys. Nice one. Noble John, United History, Aaron, Legend Aaron, Links, Man United, everybody. Thank you for watching. Come back after this stream's finished. Go and subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. And I'll see you later for the news. We will be back on this evening as a minimum around 9:45 p.m. with a transfer rundown of the evening's news. If there's any breaking news, here we go from Mbeumo or anything before that, we'll jump straight on. So keep a lookout. Click the bell icon as well. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. And check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. And I'll see you later. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/flyingpigunited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com. So check it out. Patreon.com/flyingpigunited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.